Good morning, readers. Today we are going to talk about strong thinking and strong ideas. Go ahead and get out your reading, learning, intention sheet and fill in the date. Fill in the book that you are reading. And today, as a reader, I am working on doing my strongest thinking. Readers, we have learned a lot in this unit about how to read historical fiction books. We have most importantly learned that books are about more than what is happening in the story. They are also about ideas. Readers, we first learned that we needed to monitor for sense. This means that as we read, we need to make sure that the story is making sense, that we understand who the characters are, what the characters are like, what's happening in the story, and what is happening in the historical time period that we are reading. So basically, we need to understand what's going on. The next thing that we learned is character's perspective. We learned that it's important to think about a character's point of view or perspective. That when a character is acting differently than we would think they normally would, or than we would act, we need to ask why, and think about why the character is doing what they're doing. The next thing that we've been working on most recently is interpretation, or determining themes. This just means that we've been working on making inferences about what's been going on in our books. We know that authors don't often come out and tell us exactly what's happening, and sometimes we have to make inferences or decide for ourselves what the character is trying to tell us through their actions. So this is called interpretation. It's kind of like when you don't take out the trash and your parents say, that shows that you're not willing to do your share around here. When we're reading about characters, they're showing us what they're like, so we have to interpret what they are like. Finally, we've been talking about big ideas or life lessons. These are when we read a passage and we decide that it's really important and that we need to reread it, and that the author is probably trying to convey or tell us something deeper. So, those are the times when we take time, we reread, discuss with our book clubs, and decide what the big ideas or life lessons in the book are. Readers, this last one, deciding big ideas or life lessons, is one of the most important pieces of this unit. It's so important that we talk about the big ideas, not just in the book, but that the author wants us to know about life. So, when we are thinking about a passage and about big ideas, it's usually something that's bigger than just the book that we are reading. Readers, let's think about that as we consider Number the Stars. Readers, I want you to keep in mind that we're thinking about life lessons or big idea as I read this last paragraph of this page. Anne-Marie relaxed the clenched fingers of her right hand, which still clutched Ellen's necklace. She looked down and saw that she had imprinted the Star of David into her palm. Readers, I want you to remember that this passage was after the soldiers had come into the apartment searching for the Rosens. Think about this passage. Anne-Marie has the Star of David, which is a Jewish symbol, imprinted on her palm. Doesn't it seem like this passage is written in bold? Like maybe we should take our time, think about it, and discuss it with our book club, if we were in a book club for this book. Right now, I want you to talk about the life lesson or message or big idea that is in this passage. Readers, remember, that we are not just monitoring for sense as we read. We're not just thinking about the characters and their perspectives. We're not just making small interpretations as we read, but we need to think of the big ideas in the book or the author's message. We need to have strong ideas and strong thoughts about this message, and we need to share those ideas with our book clubs. Today, you will meet with your book club. You will discuss the ideas in your books. Make sure that you have strong discussion to match your strong ideas. Remember that when we meet with a book club, each member shares a thought from their packet, one at a time. So the first person to share a thought reads the thought from the packet, and each member of the book club responds to that thought. When the discussion about that one thought has stopped, then the next person reads their thought about the book, and everyone responds to that thought. Use your growing ideas chart as you do this. Finally, you will decide what you will read next. This should be at least 3 chapters. Let's make it a great reading day.